Hello and welcome to Inspired Piano Player Podcast episode number 4, a show where we talk about anything related to piano. I'm Yulia and I'm a professional piano teacher and musician. For almost 2 decades, I've been successfully teaching children and adults how to play the piano. I'm very passionate about piano music and teaching others, and that's why I created the Inspired Piano Player Podcast as an additional resource for my existing piano students and also anyone who loves playing the piano and want to up-level it. Regardless if you're a complete beginner or experienced pianist, piano teacher, or maybe you're a parent of piano student, you are at the right place. Let's get started. Thank you so much for tuning in. I so appreciate you chose to spend this time with me. I promise you'll get some inspiration, actionable steps, ideas, and valuable information. Over the long period of time of my teaching career, I've noticed that when the most people start learning how to play the piano or move to the next level and come up against a challenge, a lot of piano students will feel stuck and give up, or say, I'll come back to this later, and never do. Especially when there is no guidance and clarity in what to do next. In today's episode, we'll talk about how to stay in the game and be more clear, organized, and intentional in your piano playing before even touching the keys. That's right, you heard me correctly, before even touching the keys. I promise it's not some kind of magic. It all starts in your mind by planning and getting clear on what you want to accomplish in your piano playing before you even start playing. I know planning doesn't sound so exciting, and most likely I might lose some of you right here, but please wait and keep listening, because if you feel unmotivated or stuck in your piano playing, or you are procrastinating to finish that piano piece you've started long time ago, most likely you need to hear this episode. If you have been playing the piano for a while and have a piano teacher guiding you in the process, it's easier to navigate through complicated musical concepts and know how and what you should practice next. But if you are the one who is just starting to learn how to play the piano without any guidance, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and give up. As you may know, playing the piano, it's a lot of fun. But it's not an immediate gratification activity where you just open any music and by pushing the key start playing your favorite piano song for the first time. Well, unless you have a super piano abilities. But if you are a piano beginner or a regular person with the busy lives who teaching themselves how to play the piano, you know it's a long time process, and you need to build and master all necessary skills and techniques. Depending on where you are in your piano playing and what kind of music you want to play, it might take you a long time to be able to play fluently at advanced piano level. Playing piano definitely, like any sport, takes time, consistency, effort, and focus. And there are so many layers to it. So how do you stay on track and keep playing and building your piano skills at any level without feeling stuck? And this is exactly what we're going to talk about in this episode. And I'm so excited to share with you a free resource I've created to help. But first, let me give you an example. I do really enjoy hiking. And if you're not a hiker, just stay with me. You'll understand where I'm going to take you with this. I live in South Florida. And even though we have beautiful parks and hiking trails, it's kind of flat, and I prefer hiking in the mountains. I'm so excited because in August I'm going on vacation to Smoky Mountains of Tennessee with my family. And I look so much forward to it, not because I only get to spend the time with my family, but also Smoky Mountains, it's one of my favorite places to hike. I'm already looking at the Pinterest and Trails app to see what trails would be good to explore. And some of the trails that I like look very difficult. Did you know that there are more than 800 miles of trails in the Smoky Mountains? It might be difficult to decide which trail are worth of our time, especially if we're going to be there only for a short period of time. Also, if you have been hiking in the mountains before, you might know it's very easy to get lost in woods and sometimes lose track back to the trail you've started and end up on a completely different path. Luckily, that brings you back home. It definitely happened to me in the past when I was hiking in the mountains before. Now, I know from the experience that with the good preparation and planning, even the most difficult trails could be done. But we definitely need to take time to plan, map it out, get all needed tools and resources, and start walking one step at a time toward the goal or final destination, whether it's a mountaintop or a beautiful waterfall. And most of the time, the reward that awaiting on the other side is totally worth it. Same in piano learning approach. Having a clear plan with the short-term and long-term goals written down will help you to stay focused and motivated to get where you want to be, even though it seems out of reach for now. In fact, being intentional and writing down your short and long piano goals is your roadmap to piano mastery. If you're not sure where to start, don't worry. I created a free resource that I wanted to share with you here. It's a piano lesson planner I'm using with my one-on-one students, and I'll tell you exactly how you could take advantage of it and how it could help you be more intentional and clear with your piano playing. If you'll choose to use it, which I highly recommend, this is going to be your #1 productivity tool where you can write down your long and short-term piano goals, track your practices and results, and plan every single lesson. And also, I included some bonuses there, so keep listening. I've been seeing the struggle with my students around planning, organizing, and staying motivated with the piano practice. And I've been always trying different lesson planners and homework assignments journals to keep them on track. It's been helpful, but there was something missing in all of them that I used before. So that's why I created something that gave my students and myself more clarity and ease to use. The piano lesson planner has been very effective with my students, and I promise it will help you too to stay in the game and will take your piano playing to the next level so you can continue enjoying playing the piano. I'm so excited to share this free resource with you, especially if you're the one who loves journaling and planning and staying organized. You will definitely appreciate it. And for those who never worked with the planners and journals before, I suggest giving it a try. It will come easier with the practice. I use journaling in all areas of my life, in my business and in my personal goals, and it's been helping me to manifest many things in my life. So I'm going to give you a link where you could get your free piano lesson planner, so pay close attention. Go to the inspiredpianoplayer.com/piano lesson planner. Again, the link is inspiredpianoplayer.com/piano lesson planner. And when you go there, it will take you to the page where you can request your free piano lesson planner. Also, you could get it at the link below in the show notes of this episode #4 you're listening to right now. So you're probably wondering, how would the planner and writing goals down be able to help to improve your piano playing? Keep listening, because right now I'm going to share exactly how you can use Piano Lesson Planner and how it can help you to stay focused and take you to the next level, even if you're just starting. If you're multitasking, this is the time to pay close attention, because this is going to be very important. There could be many reasons making you feel stuck and unmotivated in your piano playing. But one of the common reasons for sure is not having a plan and not being clear on what you want to accomplish and where do you want to be as a pianist and musician. Even if you are a seasonal piano player and just playing for fun, you still need some kind of way of tracking your songs and knowing where you left off and what you want to play next and what skills you need to develop for your next song. Practicing without intention and not tracking your practice will not get you anywhere and will make you feel frustrated and ready to give up. And with Piano Lesson Planner, you can start changing it and be more engaged, intentional, and productive. Whether you are a piano student, piano teacher, or a parent of piano student, you should be able to use these tips in setting your piano goals. First thing first, get your free piano lesson planner in the link below. You should get in the mail from me immediately with the PDF file. The next thing I suggest is to print all the pages out and put them in a separate binder. You will need it during your piano practice and lessons. I'm all about being organized and being intentional in anything I do. and I put a lot of thoughts and time into creating this planner, and I can't wait to hear your comments on how it helped you. Here is what comes in the planner: yearly goals page, monthly goals pages, lesson goals that include weekly practice log, page to write notes in your journaling, manuscript paper for music theory and musical notations, and also I included the bonus 30 days piano challenge to kickstart your piano playing. Now I'm gonna break it down how to use piano lesson planner and customize it according to your piano needs and wants. Please stay with me, it's going to be important and I promise you'll greatly benefit from it. I will be giving you 2 examples for piano beginners and experienced pianists, because piano goals for someone who just started playing the piano going to be different than someone who has already been playing the piano. If you are a piano teacher, you and your students will benefit from it as well. You could use it during your piano lessons while you are moving through the curriculum to keep track of students' program, progress, and keep them on track. And if you are a parent of piano student, this planner could help your child to stay engaged and motivated in the process of learning and practicing piano, and not to fall off the wagon. On the very first page of yearly piano goals, you are going to write down your long-term piano goals. This is going to be your final destination. Remember the mountain in hiking terms? And keep in mind that the mountains could be big or small. This is where you want to be as a pianist and musician at the end of the year. So if you're a piano beginner, I'm giving you a shout out and virtual high five. Most likely you don't have a lot going on yet and don't know the answer to the question yet. But you got to start somewhere. This is the time for you to think about where do you want to be and what inspired you at the first place to start learning. Do you have specific piano songs you want to be able to play in the future? Or maybe you want to learn how to read notes faster, or you want to have a complete understanding of music theory and improve your hand coordination. Or do you just want to pick up a new hobby and keep your mind occupied and entertain yourself? This is the perfect time to create an intention to have a sense of direction. For intermediate and advanced pianists, it could be the same question you could ask yourself. Where do you want to be as a pianist and musician at the end of the year? Maybe it is building your piano repertoire and working on a list of piano music you want to play, or piano techniques you want to master by the end of the year. Or maybe you want to participate in piano competition or recital, or play with other musicians in a band or orchestra. Regardless of where you are, this is the time for you to dream big and ask yourself questions like, what do I want to achieve in my piano playing? Where do I feel stuck? What is missing in my playing? Techniques or speed or understanding and music theory? Don't overthink and don't have limitations in this section of the planner. Whatever comes to mind, just write it down. If you are a beginner and don't know what to write and you're not sure even if you're going to commit to piano playing and just testing it out, you could write something like, I don't know where to start, I want to give it a try and see where it will take me, and I'll write in here as I go. I'm sure you have already been thinking about many things and what you want to accomplish in your piano playing. That's what got you started and inspired you in the first place to play the piano. So anything comes to your mind, just write it down in your planner. After you have your long-term goals written down, it's time to break them down into short-term goals on the monthly goals page. Considering there are 12 months in a year, I included more pages for you to work with, but you can customize it the best way it works for you. You don't have to fill out all of them right now. You could continue filling your monthly goals out in the process. Getting better at anything is all about making small improvements over the time, a journey broken into single steps. This is a time to step back and create an intention for the shorter period of time. For example, if you are the beginner, you could start with thinking about, where do I need to start? What do I need to have to get started? How much budget do I have to invest in piano or keyboard, piano books, piano courses, or piano teacher? How much time I can invest in practicing the piano? As humans, we tend to feel overwhelmed when there is too much to do or too much information and we don't have all the answers. So writing down your short-term, smaller goals will help you to stay on the track and get more clarity. Next, write things down. Like, for example, if you don't have a piano yet, you could write, find a piano or keyboard, set up a practice space, find a piano teacher or piano method books, schedule my first practice or lesson, or keep it consistent. Maybe mastering techniques or learning notes in the treble clef and in the bass clef. If you already been working on a piano song, look at where are you struggling and being challenged. If you are an advanced piano player, it could be breaking down the piano repertoire and thinking about what piece of music you are going to work on first and how much time you need to master it. If you are like me, who likes to start on many things and not always finish them, I'm guilty of that, planning it out is a perfect way to finish what you started without jumping from one song to another, without mastering it. If you want to participate in piano competition or recital, you could write down how many piano competitions you want to participate in and what piano competitions are in your area or online and what the requirements are. If you never participated in recitals before, it's a perfect time to think about what's holding you back. I'm sure you have a musician within you awaiting to be discovered. My challenge is for you to take an action and put yourself out of your comfort zone, even if it's just to playing few songs for your family and friends. And to take you even further, if you can play a song for the first time with both hands together easily, you are not challenging yourself enough. Advancing and expanding your piano repertoire and exploring different styles of music will give you an opportunity to grow as a musician and learn new piano skills. Another thing that I see among the advanced students is over-practicing and pushing it through without paying attention to your body and posture. If you are my overachiever, please listen to this. Practicing for extended period of time without giving yourself a break and not paying close attention to your body, playing with attention can lead to an injury and can put you out of practice for a long time. As an additional space for your thoughts, I included a note page. I suggest printing many because this is where you can journal about anything in the process. Also, you could write a list of piano songs you want to play or play before, or names of the artists you are looking up to and inspired by, or piano tutorials that you like. This could be your journal to write down your piano wins and fails, what works for you and what doesn't. I want you to think about piano lesson planner not only as a homework assignment and practice planner, but as your companion and journal where you can write down anything you want. And now, as you have your monthly goals down, let's talk about your weekly piano lessons plan. Assuming that you take weekly lessons like most of my one-on-one students do, this is where most magic happens. Being intentional with every lesson will give you more clarity and source of direction. If you're not taking piano lessons and you are teaching yourself how to play piano, still use it as if you would have a piano lesson with a teacher. If you look at the very top of the page, it has a section where you're going to write down what you want to accomplish out of your lesson or piano practice. This is your intention for a lesson that's going to set the tone for the whole class. So anytime you feel confused, read your intention. I'm going to give you an example. If your intention for a lesson is to improve your hand coordination and speed, then your lesson should be focused around doing hand exercises that support that. It could be playing scales or arpeggios or hand-on exercises or chairing etudes or whatever it is you are already working on. In the future, I'm going to record an episodes especially for recommendations on books and techniques for improving techniques and coordination. But in this episode, I'm just going to give you some ideas of what to write in your planner. When you have your intention for a lesson or practice, then I suggest writing down a list of the songs you're working on below in the repertoire section. And right below that section, for your techniques and theory, you could write the hand exercises you're working on. Let me give you another example. If you're working on a piano song that has broken chords in the left hand and techniques and a theory section below, you might write down to practice arpeggios in the left hand and etc. One of my favorite sections of this page is acknowledgement, because it doesn't matter where you are in your process, always find time to acknowledge yourself for trying and doing the work, even if it's just the small steps. And don't forget to celebrate your wins. Next section at the bottom is very important as well, because this is where you're going to put your practice time. A practice time log will help you to start building a practicing habit and being consistent with your effort. Oh, and don't forget to look into your calendar and carve out the time for your piano practice and piano lessons, even if it's just the 15 minutes to practice on YouTube tutorial or online piano course you're working on. Here is what I want you to do. Take some time looking into your calendar and choose the days and the time that you're available for piano practice. Then schedule it into your calendar and also fill it out into practice log in your planner after each practice done. You could put a time you were able to practice. Let's say you practice 30 minutes and you're gonna write in 30 minutes in the box. Or you could just put a check mark after practice is done. Make it your own. It might seem like a lot of work to do, but trust me, it's not going to take much of your time, and this will keep you on track and moving forward. If you're a piano beginner, I suggest practicing 3 to 5 days a week for at least 45 minutes. I mean, ideally, I'd like you to practice for 1 hour daily, but I know this could be tough for some of you to find so much time to practice. So shoot for at least 3, maybe 4 days a week. And if you're an experienced pianist and working on some difficult piano pieces, 1 hour is probably not going to be enough. So my suggestion is to plan for at least 2 hours, 3 to 5 times a week. And don't forget to have a stretch break in between, just to check with your body to avoid building of any tension. And don't be hard on yourself if you were not being consistent or not practicing enough. We all have busy lives and not always going to follow the plan. Just recognize where you're missing practice and get back to it as soon as you can, instead of stopping practicing completely. Practicing for 15 to 30 minutes is better than not practicing at all. For those who like to kickstart their piano practice and see results faster, I suggest doing a bonus 30 days practice challenge. How many of you start something with a high level of excitement because you've been participated in some kind of challenge? I do. So if you are the one who is motivated by the challenge, this could be a perfect way to kickstart your piano playing. With the daily practice, you will be able to build a new habit and see and hear results much faster. I highly suggest printing it out and doing it a few times over a year for the best result. And with doing a 30 days piano challenge or not, aligning your planned goals with the actions on a regular basis will move you forward in your piano playing, and eventually it will become so easy. You probably heard the quote by Napoleon Hill, "Plan your work and work your plan." So starting today, as soon as you get your free piano lesson planner, start writing your goals down and planning your piano practices and lessons, and stick to your plan. From an accidental piano player, you will become an intentional pianist. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can change things in the process. Just start somewhere, even if it's a small steps. That was a lot of information, but trust me, once you start writing down in your piano lesson planner, everything will make more sense and you will get better at it with the practice. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, but before I do, I want to leave you with the summary of this episode and important tips on how to get the most out of your piano lesson planner. The first thing that I would like to tell you is to keep your planner visible, preferably next to your piano or keyboard, where you can access it every time you're practicing or playing the piano. If you take a piano lesson, keep it during the piano lessons, because you will write down notes and comments during the class. Don't overanalyze when you are writing your goals. Write down what first comes to your mind. Keep it simple and don't worry about writing too much information in your planner. A messy planner is better than the empty one. Be specific when you're writing your goals. Avoid writing things like, I want to be better on piano, or I want to be good at piano. Instead, write something like, I want to learn a specific song or specific technique. If you want to improve a section of the piece, choose only that segment and set your goal to play through without making mistakes. Another important tip is customize your planner according to your piano needs and wants. Choose something that works best for you and makes you excited. If classical music is not your thing, then choose something that feels more exciting for you to learn, like pop music or jazz, for example. Stick to something that you love, and that will keep you inspired and motivated to practice on the piano. Be realistic. If you just started playing piano and want to play Clair de Lune by Debussy, in 1 month, probably it won't happen because it's an advanced piano piece. Instead, set goals that are more realistic and suit beginner's level. You could start with easy arrangement of piano music, for example. And remember, piano lesson planner is not just your planner and assignment book. It's also your journal where you can write things about anything that is working for you and it's not working for you in your piano playing. Use the note sheet as much as you need. Schedule your piano practice time and put it in your calendar and set reminder. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. Also, I suggest actually setting a date when you are going to finish a certain goals or piano piece. And do 30 days piano challenge to speed up the result and push yourself out of comfort and play in front of others, even if it's just family and friends. Schedule your first performance in your calendar as well. And last and most importantly, when you hit the goal that you set for yourself, acknowledge and reward yourself. Positive feedback with the reward creates positive reinforcement and motivation. All right, it's time to take an action. Let's do this. Go ahead and download the free resource that comes hand in hand with this episode. You can find it in my show notes for this podcast episode number 4, or by going to inspiredpianoplayer.com/piano lesson planner, or in the description below. And I want you to actually sit down and work through the long-term and short-term piano goals. Spend some time really getting intentional and clear. Now, once you put pen to paper and you've gotten clear on your piano goals, playing piano will become so much easier. I hope I inspire you on taking an action and give a piano lesson planner a try. I love talking about how to be intentional, organized, efficient, and how to design a successful piano practice routine. And I hope this episode and piano lesson planner will help you in your piano mastery, whether you're a piano student, piano teacher, or a parent of piano student. I believe it will take your piano playing or your piano students playing to the next level with ease. I can't wait to hear your progress. If you like this episode, please subscribe to this podcast so you can be notified when the next episode comes live. If you know someone who can benefit from this information, please share this episode with them. I will greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for joining me here. I'm so excited to share more with you in the next episodes. You can connect with me on my Instagram, inspired_piano_player. And please stop by to say hi, ask questions, comments, and share your progress. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. Happy piano playing, and remember, you learn by practice, but intentional practice will make it even more effective. Goodbye for now. I'll see you in the next episode.